Please welcome to the ice for their pregame warm-up. Presented by Scott Credit Union. Your
Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. Welcome to the show that's all about the fan. That's right. And we are just around the corner from the greatest sport in the world starting. Yes, that is true, John Hefner and Sammy Helms. That is absolutely true. We are days away from the prospect tournament in Traverse City, Michigan. This is the official start of the hockey season. I saw earlier where the Blues had announced who was going. The big names for me are Neighbors, Bolduc, Hoffer, and I think there's one other one. I can't really. I'd have to go back and look. Kessel, the defenseman Kessel. I think that's going to be big. The majority of the Blues right now are in St. Louis. Training camp officially starts, I want to say next Monday, maybe Saturday. It starts after the prospect tournament. The prospect tournament is Saturday. I think Sunday they have to check in, do weigh-ins and all that, and then practice starts on Monday. So, I mean, that's how close we are. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? Usually when he says what's up, I know what that means, so let me handle that. It's going to be a interesting season. Interesting start to the season. I think I'm looking forward to it. And I got a few announcements. I have two special shows coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right? Two really special shows coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. The show on Tuesday, 8:00 Central Standard Time, will only go an hour because I have an appointment at 5 p.m. my time. Just 10 p.m. your time. Maybe I can go an extra 15 minutes or so. I can't go much more than that, so I make it to my appointment on time. But the show on Wednesday, that one might go over. That's the one that I think a lot of people are going to be really interested in. Wait till Wendy shows up to talk about my two shows we got coming up. Saw an article today, or maybe it was yesterday, on the Hockey Writers about the Blues, the 5 worst Blues contracts. And I almost laughed at that. I really did. I thought one of them could be considered bad out of the 5, right? It was Ethan Carter that wrote it, and we know Ethan. Ethan's been on the show before. I like Ethan. I like how he thinks, but in this case, again, I'm against him on this. The 5 worst contracts, and I can remember who they are. Number 5 was Bennington. Number 4 was Shin. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm missing one now. Now I got to look it up. And by the way, my website's down. It's all messed up again, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what I got to do. I can't even see my email anymore. So email to those websites. So now I'm worried that I'm going to lose my media access because of it. So hopefully I can get it back up before I lose that, or change my media address so I don't lose it. I'm going to see if I can do that. But let me see here something. I'm going to try and pull up this Hockey Writers article for the Blues. Who am I missing? I remember 4 of them. Oh, man, here we go. Oh, there's a little nub. So give me a second. Wendy.
What's up?
Oh man, see, someone again. Brian says he's still ticked off letting Perron go. Well, first of all, Brian, let's clear something up. The Blues didn't let Perron go. Perron left on his own. We've talked about this at length here on the show. Ron was offered a contract. Contrary to what he said, his agent just never negotiated after that point. Never negotiated after that point. Right? They said, "Hey, we can offer you $4 million for 2 years," which is really not much more than what he got, not much less than what he got. Same time frame, and he really never. They never came in and negotiated out in good faith after that. So at that point, that's Perron leaving. He sold something else, and unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but everyone bought it instead of really paying attention to what he said. But what I was pulling up, Wendy, before you came on, there was a Hockey Writer article, and it was it was the 4 worst contracts in St. Louis for the Blues. So I did have the 4 people right. I thought it was 5. So number 4 was Jordan Bennington. Number 3 was Braden Shen. Number 2 was Colton Parayko. And number 1 was Marco Scandella. I might agree with one of those. Right?
I could see I can kind of agree with a couple of those.
Well, I don't agree with Jordan Bennington, right? The 6x6 was. Well, hold on.
I said it was an overpayment when they signed it.
I didn't think it was. He's that level of a goalie. He has the wins. He has the wins.
He still has 1 productive season under his belt.
2 productive seasons.
1.
When he came in 19 and the 1920 season. Prior to the bubble, he was one of the top goalies in the league.
And he hasn't done that since.
Okay, well, he signed the contract at the beginning of the 1920 season.
Mm-hmm.
So until he got COVID, he was right there. He hasn't recovered from getting COVID.
But when he signed that, I said it, when he signed that contract, it was an overpayment. And I still think it is. I don't think he's one of the elite goaltenders in the NHL.
He's one of the worst goaltenders in the NHL?
No, I said one of the elite goaltenders in the NHL.
That word, the last word you're saying, is you're saying he not an elite goaltender or
not
is
an elite? I think he's he's a good goaltender, but he's not one of the top elite goaltenders in the NHL.
At what number would you put elite? At what number would you put elite? There's 30, there's 60, there's 64 goaltenders.
I would say 5.
Okay, so he's not in the top 5.
In my ranking, I have him in the top 15.
Top 15. So in the top half of the league.
Yes.
Well, I think this season he's going to surprise a lot of people. I really do.
Okay.
Right? And I think if he's healthy, and I think he is, from all what do you call it? Indications, he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And what he showed in the playoffs last season, that Bennington playing with his mask. I think his mask had something really, really interesting on it. Did you see his mask? You didn't see his mask? On Twitter, under the St. Louis Blues, let's see if I can bring this up. There was something I caught really interesting on his mask.
Did he release his new mask or something?
Yes, the Blues did.
All right, take a look. I could probably find it here in a second. When was it released?
A day or so ago. Here it is. I got it.
I think I found it.
Caution wet paint.
What?
I got it.
Yeah, I think I may have found it. I'm not 100% sure if this is it. No, that's from last year.
No, this is this year.
No, I just found the one that I found the link to last year's one.
Here we go.
A Grim Reaper.
All right, you got the Reaper there.
Okay.
Palm trees with the.
With a Buddha.
Well, that is a Western imitation of a Buddha. Put it that way. That's not what as a Buddhist, that almost offends me, but I don't want to go there. Right? It's there's the front of his mask with his 50. The cup on the back. There's two. I thought there were two things in his mask that really stood out to me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know I love duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
His mask has all the duality in it, right? With the Grim Reaper on one side and the Buddha peace and tranquility on the other side. I think he's maybe found his balance in his thinking or in his play. And if he has found his balance in his play, look out. I think he's going to be one of the top. Well, I think he will have one of the better save percentages and goals against averages in the league.
Okay.
Right. The one thing with Bennington, and this is a knock on him, and I don't think it should be, is that he doesn't make like the highlight reel saves. Right. That's always like a knock on him. But to me, he doesn't make the highlight reel save because he doesn't put himself in a position that's so bad that he has to make that highlight reel save.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Hey, we'll talk about this rule here in a bit. We'll talk about this here in a bit, John. I seen it. I just haven't. I want to talk about some other things first. To me, that one rule change isn't really much at all. Right? Did you see that, Wendy?
Yeah, I've looked into all of the stuff.
Well, basically, all it does is it allows them to relook at a major penalty only.
Mm-hmm.
If they call a major, they can go back and look at it and see if they should have leave it as a major, downgrade it, or remove it completely. And that's the new part of it. They're removing it completely.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, I don't know. I mean, because it only applies to a major. It's not every penalty. They can't look at every penalty. Once a penalty called, it's called. Though I have seen a lot of times. I remember one play 2 years ago during the shortened season. One of the Blues defensemen went behind the net and fell down, and a tripping penalty was called. They went back and somebody looked at it or said, "Hey, you know what? He was never touched," and they reversed the penalty. Yeah. Right? I don't know. What I don't know is how they determined he wasn't touched, other than video replay. How do you reverse that penalty? Legally, you can't. Legally, you cannot reverse that penalty.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what happens.
Even better, has found balance in his mind. And I think he has. If he has, and that's what that math symbolizes, I really think that he's going to be that goalie. Now, the only contract on there that I thought should be on there was number 2, Parayko's. And Parayko should have been number 1 in my mind. The Scandella, why he put the Scandella on there was just to appease the fan group that doesn't like Scandella.
Well, throughout the NHL, every fan base thinks Scandella is overpaid.
At $3.2 million, I don't think he is.
He is.
Right? You look at if we pulled up defensemen and looked, I think we did this before. We pulled up all the defensemen and looked at the defensemen who were 10 above him and 10 below him. Right? Current defensemen. Oh no, I think we might have done free agents. So let's do something here real quick. Right? Let's do something here real quick. So I'm going to go to cap friendly, and you can sort cap friendly by players, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to go to players, and we're going to go by active players. We're going to go by AAV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Defenseman AAV. And we'll look at let's see here. Cap hit. We'll go minimum of he's making 3.2, right?
Just about.
Yeah, so we'll go 2. We'll go 2 million. And then we'll go on max of say 4 million. Or 4.5. How's 4.5 sound?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay. So there we go. We'll look at his stats. We'll look at the stats. I think we can only look at one season. So we'll look at the stats for last season, 21-22. Right? And we'll just go from there. Current team, no, that's so the only filters that I put in there was defenseman with a cap hit between 2 and 4.5. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's check this out now. You bring this over here. They bring that up for you. There we go. So there's the cap hits, right? So we'll go at Scandella. Where's Scandella at in this? 3.25. Actually, he's a little bit more than that. He's 3.275. Mm-hmm. He's 31st on that list, right?
Yeah.
And if you go up or down, you go up. Is Scandella better than Edmondson?
They're about on the same level. I would say Edmondson's more valuable because of his age and the age difference.
He's only 2 years younger, 3 years younger.
3 years younger, making just a little bit more than.
And he was injured most of last year.
Yeah, but I would still say Edmondson's better.
Okay, Brandon Montour.
Montour is an interesting one. He plays a lot of minutes. He's a very good utility defenseman who could play up or down, even play some offense if needed. He could play as a forward sometimes.
He had about 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds less per shift or per game than Marco did, but he did have better numbers. I mean, 81 games, 11-26 for 37 points, right? Which isn't bad, and he only had, I think he was plus 15.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. David Savard.
Savard was overpayment. He's too old for that contract. And
so Scandella at 3.25 is better than Savard at 3.5.
I would say so, but the thing is, I wouldn't. With Savard, you're getting a player who's basically, he plays more of a shutdown role.
I'm just saying. You're saying You're saying Scandella's overpaid.
I am.
Here's Savard.
Who
makes more.
I'm saying both of them are overpaid. Okay. I did not say with Edmondson or Montour they were overpaid.
Okay. Ryan Suter.
Suter's making, what is that?
3.6.
And how many years?
Well, that's just his AAV.
Okay. Suter, he's an interesting one. At 37, I would say it's overpayment, but he's also, the thing is, he's still a good defenseman to have.
Matt Grutchik.
Grizzlick's a good contract. I actually really liked that contract when it was signed for Grizzlick.
24 points, 73 games, plus 22, 1843. Nika Zadorov.
When he was on the Hawks, I was even saying he should be making over $2 million, and this was the Flames had to sign him because that was his qualifying offer.
3.7.
It was a bad qualifying offer.
Qualifying offer is only 10% over what you were making last season.
Yeah, but his qualifier was because of this. That was
Okay.
his contract after his qualifier.
Right. Okay. Brendan Dillon.
Dylan, I like where Dylan's at with that contract. He may be 31, but making 3.9, he's been very useful for the Jets over the years, and it for how Dylan plays, it works.
I'm just looking at numbers wise, and I'm thinking that Scandella matches up with a lot of these guys.
I don't know.
Right. Especially time. You look at time on ice. I mean, Dylan 1849, Zabronov 1654, Grychek 1843, Scandella 1808,
Mm-hmm.
Montour 1753. Right? I mean, these are all guys that are in that same zone as him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you get to Shattenkirk with Anaheim.
Well, that was a bad contract.
Okay.
They gave him the champions tax when he signed that.
Adam Larson.
Larson, I think, actually is a little bit underpaid for the type of defenseman he is. He's been very good he was great when he was with the Oilers. Last year, his numbers don't match up to what they were in previous seasons, but Larson still, I think, is a good contract.
Okay. Well, here's another one. Here's one, this is one the Blues gave up. Vince Dunn.
What's Dunn making? $4 million.
4 million, 73 games, 35 points, minus 21, 20 minutes of ice time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? To me, Scandella, there's a lot more to Scandella's game. There's a lot more under the surface of Scandella's game than everyone thinks, in my eyes. And that's what I think I'm trying to get at, is that I see a lot more under the surface there.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, but
Right?
I've always thought that contract was overpayment from when it was signed.
I still don't think so. I think at 3.2 he's right where he should have been. Right? Everyone wants to, when it comes to the season, everyone wants to take the 1920 season and the 21 season and put asterisks on them. Except when it comes to the Blues. No one wants to put the asterisks on the Blues players for those seasons.
I'm not putting any asterisks on. I just don't think that contract was ever worth it, especially when they traded for him and gave him the contract. I thought that was stupid of them.
No. I mean, I think with this solid year in the system, and you got to remember, he was still a plus player.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that he can have that defense. I think the Blues are going to be a lot better defensively this year than everyone thinks. I really do. Right? And then you look at the other two on there. The only one on there that I say, okay, this is what should be under is the Parayko contract.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Parayko has not lived up to that contract since he signed it.
What is it that he's making again?
6.5.
And how many injuries has he had since signing it?
Actually, he's just signed it coming off of injury.
Oh, then yeah, that's a bad contract.
The only thing with that contract is it has the potential. It has the potential to become good really quick.
It has potential, but how many years has Parayko been in the league for?
I want to say he's been in 6.
Yeah, at this point, I think we know what you're going to get with Parayko at this point in his career.
Okay, Parayko's making 6.5. And he's on the 6.5. This is the first year of that, maybe the second year of that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find something here real quick. Yeah, so he signed it at the beginning, or he signed it last year, but it was an extension that kicks in this year, right? So it's actually, I mean, other than the AV, it's a team friendly deal. I mean, he's got a couple of years where he has he's got no bonuses attached to it, no signing bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back end of the contract, it's like really when the modified no trade clause kicks in 28, 29, 29, 30, he's only making 4.8.
Okay.
But his AAV is still 6.5, and that's really the more important number.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let me see if I can pull up. So he's first year with the Blues was 16, 17. 15, 16.
So he's almost pushing 8 years in the league.
Yeah, this will be his 8th year in the league. Right? Actually, last year was one of his better years. Last year was one of his better years, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And he played 80 games. He had 35 points plus 16 with only 18 penalty minutes. The best, you go to 17, 18, he had 82 games with 35 points, and he actually had the exact same 6 goals, 29 assists. And he was a -7 with 13 penalty minutes. So he actually had one of his better years, and that's actually in 16, 17, he also had 35 points. So he's had 35 points 3 times.
Okay.
Right? I mean, he's been a lot more consistent than people give him credit for. And he has had some pretty significant back injuries. He could, if this being the first year of that contract, he could turn that into a good contract really fast.
He could, but at this point in his career, I think we know what we're getting from him.
Yeah, but you've seen guys change their game late.
Yeah, but not on the defensive side of the game. If you're a defenseman making that money, you pretty much know what you're getting at this point in their career. They aren't developing anymore. They're veterans. They know what they're doing, and you aren't going to see much of a upgrade to their game unless they have some like new coaching staff. They tend to find a little bit more from a different coaching staff. The thing with Parenko, it's overpayment for sure. And it could be one of those contracts that could be viewed as a good contract in like a year, but it's an interesting topic where it comes to Parenko. He gets injured, he signs this contract, and you just know what you're getting with the guy.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. But I also could see him just having that breakout year because John says, yeah, but what does a coach say? I'm not sure where you're going at with that, John.
I think he's referring to when I said if, like, for instance, when some players have more of a higher performance level on a contract that they signed, sometimes a player tends to find a whole nother level of their game under different coaching staff. I'm not saying St. Louis is changing their coaching staff at all. I'm just saying, like,
no, but actually, I think what they may have changed is they may have changed their closing philosophy, and that could be the big thing, right? If Berube is adapted to the fact that he now has faster players, he now has a different style of player than what he had when he first took this team over, and he adapts his game to that, and he uses them, and he uses Parayko, he uses Krug, he uses Falk, he uses Scandella in the right areas, this is going to be a good team. This is going to be a really, really good team. And I know you don't agree with me, and I get that. But I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Blues going, on paper, this is not the team that everybody thinks it is.
Have I said that?
You haven't, but a lot of people have.
I've even said I can see St. Louis winning the division.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything to that point. I haven't. My prediction video for this season's coming out pretty soon here after training camp, where I will show you what I'm saying with all teams in this division.
I already know that I'm guessing you have the Blues 1 or 2, right?
Yeah,
you have the Avalanche 1 or 2. Huh?
Yeah, I would say that. And
right.
I would also say I have Chicago at last place in the division.
I think Chicago is going to be in last place. I do.
It's easy to say they are.
I think Chicago is going to struggle to get double-digit wins.
That's too hard to say that. I can't. With Patrick Kane on your team, you're going to get wins.
Not many.
You're still going to get quite a bit of wins. I will just say this: I can see the Hawks ending the season off, maybe getting. It's just I've been saying about on a high, maybe 50 points.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. At the most 50 points, and that's 15 wins and 10 overtime losses.
Yeah, and I'm saying the Hawks aren't going to get a lot of
Actually,
wins.
no, that's not right. 15, that'd be 20 wins.
Yeah, I can see the Hawks getting about 20 wins this season.
20 wins and 10 overtime losses.
Yeah, and that's doable. Hell, the Coyotes did it last year.
Yeah, but I have a feeling you guys are going to be in worse shape than the Coyotes. No. Did you hear the news that the Coyotes came out with?
Yes, I did, but I still think those people who got those tickets are just flipping them on the secondary market.
And it's possible. But I told you, I knew that this was going to. I told you that this was going to happen. That they would sell that building out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then if they get bodies early, if in the first couple of months of the season, if that team can come out with some wins, that momentum can build. I really do see a chance of that team being better than people are giving them credit for. They're not going to make the playoffs. That's obvious. I don't know if they're going to pass Dallas or Minnesota for that 6th spot.
I realistically think the Coyotes finish 7th in the division.
And I'm pretty sure you got Winnipeg at 6th.
No.
Then Dallas at 6th.
I have not said my entire prediction of the division. I
almost know it, Wendy. I almost know it. I bet you I could guess it. I bet you I could guess it.
Let's see it.
Okay. You have Colorado winning the division.
No.
Okay. Then you have St. Louis winning the division and Colorado 2nd.
Yes.
Okay. I want to say you probably have Nashville 3rd.
I've hinted at it.
Say again?
I've hinted at it.
I
hinted at
it. Okay. Minnesota 4th. Winnipeg 5th, Dallas 6th.
No.
I'm close.
You'll be shocked.
Okay. I still don't see Colorado coming back and winning the division.
I will say this: I have the Jets over Minnesota.
Okay. I think the Jets could be the surprise in the division.
Yeah. The Jets every other year have a surprising season, and I think it's this year.
Yeah, I think the Jets could be I said it last year. I remember last year when we did it. Remember when we did our free? And I think you guys all had the Jets like 4th or 5th.
I had the Jets pretty much where they ended up being last year.
I had them 7th.
Mm-hmm.
because I said that they're going to rely too much on Hullebuck, and it's going to cost them in the end, and that's exactly what happened.
They didn't finish 7th.
They finished 6th.
Yeah, they finished 6th, but they also had a coach quit on them in the season, and that team had a few issues throughout the entire year. They were also dealing with the Blackhawks scandal themselves.
Don says that I'm guessing it wins mind and losing. I'm not that far off. I know I've talked to Windy enough to have an idea of where he sees things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, Tuesday. I have got a special show Tuesday and Wednesday, man. Couple people are watching now. Hopefully the word gets out. Tuesday, I have one of the original Warriors for Warrior Hockey. Guy named Johnny Neal was one of the first guys to do Warrior Hockey with Kansas City. Kansas City was either the 2nd or 3rd, and I got to double check that, Warrior team. The first one was Philadelphia, right? Mm-hmm. Kansas City started shortly after, or at like almost the same time. Johnny's been with the program since the beginning, and just recently, this was supposed to happen in 2020, but because of COVID, it got pushed back. Johnny was part of the Warrior national team that went and played games in Denmark. There were 3 Warrior teams, Team USAs that went and played in Denmark and played different teams in Denmark in a tournament over there. Johnny's going to be on Tuesday at 8:00 to talk about playing Warrior hockey and playing in Denmark as part of Team USA and the Warrior and, USA hockey's Warrior groups and what that means, Jockey, he was just in a tournament today. They had the Mid-States tournament up there in Jeff City to raise money for a gentleman that has cancer on the Warrior team. Yeah, I know all about it, Shockey. Right? I look forward to having Johnny on. I really do. And then Wednesday, I'm almost afraid to put this out. I really am. This is a kind of a big one for Wednesday. And, oh, man, I got to tell you, I almost don't want to say it, right?
Then don't. Make it a surprise.
Yeah, but, I want to get the word out. So that's the thing. Have you seen the home loan expert commercials that are out there?
No.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Let me pull something up here. Oh, and I just blanked out, man. And don't you love that when you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Completely blank out. I just did. Hold on a second. I wish I had they call it a trying to find one of these things here. I'll just pull up that page. So if you're in St. Louis, and in the area, you've probably have seen this guy before. You've probably seen him on TV. He sponsors the Blues. He sponsors the telecast. Bringing it up now. Go. And here we go. I will have with me Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Ryan recently went to South America and climbed a mountain out there for a children's charity. and he's been doing it for a while. You may have seen Ryan's commercial. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You may have seen Ryan's commercials. Let's see. Play something here real quick. Let's see if I can bring this up.
My name is Ryan Kelly, and I am the president and founder of the Home Loan Expert. I've been in the real estate and mortgage industry for over 20 years, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I'm notoriously known for starting this company 12 years ago by knocking on doors, asking homeowners if they wanted to refinance. We are now licensed and lending in 12 states, and over the next year, we'll close over $1 billion in residential mortgages. I started at 22 in commercial real estate development. We renovated vacant downtown buildings into beautiful lofts.
Doesn't look familiar.
Condos. After 2 years, I made the transition into residential real estate, taking Rookie of the Year with that company. In 2004, I made the move into residential mortgage lending, and that's where I've been ever since. Building the Home Loan Expert has been such an amazing experience. With all of our success, we've been able to bring on some of the top originators from around the nation, giving them the lending and marketing support needed to offer a better experience for their clients and grow their business beyond their wildest dreams.
This is a promotional video, obviously.
Home Loan Expert office.
Yeah.
But he does the commercial where he's got, I've seen the commercial where he's got two basketball players and he's asking them, you know, how long should it take to close a home loan? You know, and he ends up saying, you know, one guy says one number, another guy, yeah, that's right. So he's got, I tried to find his commercials, but I couldn't find any of them. But maybe I can get him to send me one or two. But yeah, so Ryan is going to be with us. He's a sponsor of Blues Hockey. Like I said, you can see, you know, he climbed somewhere in Ecuador, I think it was, climbed the highest peak in Ecuador. Right. Shockey said that's who he did his through. So I think it's going to be a fun show with him on. Who knows? Maybe it opens some doors. I don't know. Got to figure out what's going on with my website. Somehow it's down hard and I'm not sure what's going on. I'd have to make some phone calls on Monday to figure some things out. You know, the guy that did my website for me left me high and dry, and now I can't get into anything. So I have to just drop it and delete everything and start from scratch. Right. So may have to do that. I don't know. So we'll see. I got to figure something out. Who knows? What else we got? What do you, well, so the prospect tournaments are coming up next week. Are Chicago televising any of theirs?
I believe they said something about doing their as live streams off of YouTube.
And that's exactly what St. Louis is doing.
They are going to be doing their prospect tournament. It's not really a tournament if it's just playing two teams, if it's just playing one other team in the games. It's against the Wild prospects in Fifth Third Arena, the Blackhawks' new practice facility, just down the street from the United Center.
The Blues have been part of the Traverse City.
Yeah, the Hawks used to be part of it. The Hawks used to be part of it, but pulled out of it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think the Blues have been in it since the beginning, haven't they?
I think both the Hawks and Blues were two of the first teams in it.
Yeah, I think it started with Detroit, St. Louis, and Chicago.
Yeah, I think that's how it went, but the Hawks pulled out of it, and don't know why they did, but they now are just playing the Minnesota Wild prospects.
Yeah, well, I mean, so that's going to be on the 15th, Thursday, 15th, 16th, 17th. Blues prospects will play 3 games. I'm interested to watch Hofer play. I'm interested to watch Ellis play. Chance to get Zinchenko, the Russian goalie, right?
Okay.
there's I'm sitting back trying to look at this coming season with a disconcerting eye, a non-biased eye. But I'm one of the few people that look at everything and I go, you know what? I think the Blues did the right thing. Actually, I think he is. I think I saw Hoffer on it, bud. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure I saw Hoffer is on that list. Hey, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, the Hawks play their prospect games against the Wild on the 16th and the 18th. So next weekend.
Yeah, ours are the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And training camp, I think, starts on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here we go. Traverse City bound. See if it's got the 15th, 16th, 15th to the 18th. So may play 3 games. It's be available live on Blues app and the YouTube channel. Let's see. Here's the roster. Goalies, Cranley, Ellis. Oh, I was wrong, it looks like. And Zerdinko. So I was wrong. So Hoffer's not going. Huh. Oh, I take that. I was wrong. I thought Hoffer was. So it's Cranley, Ellis, and Zerdinko. The forwards that are going that I'm interested in seeing play, or like I said, Neighbors, Bolduc. I'm pretty sure Bolduc. Yeah, Bolduc. And then the defenseman was Kessel. I thought Ellis was going, or Hoffer was going. I'm really hoping that each one of the goalies gets some time.
Yeah.
Right. I really do. And then, I got to hope Brandon Guy has a good season for obvious reasons. Right. They'll play Columbus on the 15th, Toronto on the 16th. They will skip the 17th. And then on the 18th, they will play Dallas. Oh, these are some early games. 2 p.m. St. Louis time, 5:30 p.m., and then the Sunday game is 10 a.m. your time. That's like 6 a.m. my time. Right? I have to get up early for that one.
Yeah, for the Hawks versus Wild ones, these are pretty understandable setup since it's just the 2 teams playing.
Yeah.
7 o'clock start on Friday night, the 16th, against the Wild, and a 1 o'clock on Sunday versus the Wild.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Wendy? Pork steak, yay or nay?
What?
Pork steak, yay or nay?
I'm not a big fan on it, no.
Really? Well, you just don't like anything to do with St. Louis, do you?
I'm just trying to find. Why are you asking a question about pork steak?
Because I have pork steak in the slow cooker.
Oh.
Got me a couple of shoulder butt cuts, bone-in cuts. Covered them in barbecue sauce and put them in the slow cooker for 6 hours.
Mm.
So they're getting closer. I can smell it, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Right. Well, good little show tonight. We did almost an hour. I'm not sure if I'll be on Monday. I think I will. I got to work on the promos for Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday shows. Wendy, thanks for coming on, man. Always a pleasure to have you with me.
No problem.
Okay, guys, have a great night. I will see you later. This is Guy the Hawaii Blues fan saying aloha, mahalo, and let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!